Hey guys, I got another one for you today. And today I am back into my Strv 81 and I'm 2 tiers down in a 10 match on Prokhorovka without Artie. So haven't yet put this turret really to the test to see how strong it is. However, I have bounced some big shells off of it. So my plan here is whenever there isn't Artie on Prokhorovka and I'm in a hull down tank, I'm always going to go to the mid ridge and try to get vision out for my team. You can see we got an LTTB making a scout run, and then we have a Sheridan up on the one line. Usually the scout on the one line is going to be a scout with good camo and probably try to run some bushes over there. However, maybe the Sheridan's just trying to get like a higher sight line. I'm not sure what he's doing. Alright, so I've been working on the videos I promised of what I wish I knew when I started tanking. However, I keep putting out some fun games to record and do commentary on. So I just decided to show you these rather than the other ones because I feel like they're a little bit more boring than this. I'm going to bounce a shell off this turret already. See, there's a Jag Tiger, a Calmwagon, and an E50. There's also a Motion and an E5 on my right. Now the E50 gets spotted. I can get shots into his side, and I don't know what I like better on this tank, is the impenetrable turret or the punchy gun. Now, in a previous video I talked about how the low alpha is usually not my style, but when you can get shells out fast and get them to where they need to go and have good penetration to penetrate your targets, I'll always take that kind of gun. We got 3 spotted target hits in this 10 match. Haven't taken any damage yet. And you'll notice that I run binoculars. And the one thing that I show in one of my what I wish I knew when I started tanking videos is the fact that one of the 3 main crew skills you should teach your crew is Sixth Sense. Now that, whatever that just shot me was a heat shell. And also you can see that my gun is damaged. I don't really want to spend the 20,000 silver to fix my gun in case something else gets broken. I really like my viewfinder. I feel like my viewfinder is probably more important than my gun in this situation. The Vashab makes a high run, and I tried to track him on there, but with a broken gun, it's just not going to be consistent. I did damage his track, so I try to track that Calmwagon as he's approaching, and that broken gun really shows itself when it hits the snow in front of me. However, I do get the second shot into his drive wheel and I miss the third. Now, when you're trying to get shots on the tanks over there, you can notice that I turn my tank parallel with the way that the hill runs, and I do that to get myself as hull down as possible. However, it exposes my turret to the tanks out in front of me or off to my right. And the reason I'm not so terrified to do so is because I have an E100 and F6, and if they come up over the ridge, he should be able to punish them for it. So the Calmwagon gets shut down, the E50 is in full retreat mode, realizing how stupid it is to push when there's a Strv 81 sitting on the ridge line, putting vision out for his team. Now I'm always eager to get in what I call the bowl, and that's the little undulation right in front of me. I believe my E4 is about to take it. I think he's just doesn't have good enough shots or good enough gun depression back there to make it happen. So the bowl actually offers better gun depression. Yep, there you can see he goes in there. However, I feel like they have too many mobile tanks, and they're too close to the bowl. So at this point, if they were to just push over and kill our E4, the only thing that's really going to stop them is initial shots from the back as they cross over the hill, and then if they all make it in there to shoot at the E4, I'm the only one left that's going to be able to help him. So our 183 kills their Moushin, and now it was either the Black Dog or the Sheridan that gets a shot in the side of my turret. Another HE explodes where I guess my turret was or would have been. Falls a little bit short for that guy, whoever it was. You can see it's 4-4, and even though we're not getting good vision out in the back anymore, I feel like if you watch my video of balancing the game, overconfidence balancing the game, that's definitely what this would be. They've kind of retreated in hopes that we all come rushing over this hill. So you have to lull the idiots to sleep. Don't get me wrong, it took me a long time to realize that. I usually was one of the idiots that got lulled to sleep. So now my heavy tank moves up in the one line, and I want to give him some vision. I don't feel like putting vision down for people that are in the back is worth sacrificing my tank for, so since that heavy tank is making a push, I'm going to try to support him. Our E4 pushes up on the hill quite a ways to kill that Jag Tiger. And you can see their scouts have kind of retreated to below the hill. They continue to try to throw some shells at the side of my turret, which is fine. Get the Wizard 120 GFT spotted, and as he's crossing, he takes a shell. Now we do have a 6-4 advantage, and the other reason why I wanted to show this is majority of the time when I'm in the south, a lot of my tanks will go to H0, and they think that hill is important. I don't know if it's just because they watch videos and on the computer it seems important or it's made important, but the meta on the console just doesn't seem like that hill is that relevant. Alright, so that Sheridan tried to retreat into a spot where his camo circle probably allowed him to not be spotted by me, but once he shot his gun, that was it for him. And I got him spotted, got a shell in him, and then my teammate killed him. And I wish I could have showed you the view I had on that Tiger 2, because he had his turret pointed at me, and I could just barely see the side of his hull, since he was behind the hill underneath the bridge. And I managed to sneak 2 in there. This gun's really accurate if you have time to aim it. Once again, I'm using the hill to run parallel with. It's important, keep my turret above the hill. That way, if anything is sitting back there, I potentially can spot it from my teammates. But I'm also not exposing my hull to them to where they could track me and kill me. At this point, you don't want to be too reckless. However, I've seen plenty of times where this runs down to the wire in 11-5 with 6 minutes left, and I feel like that's just unnecessary. And I know the Charioteer's on my right, I just don't give him any respect because I saved my hit points for this. So I want to take out the Wizard. At this point, I'm on the edge of the map, I can get hull down and I can start working towards the rest of the tanks. I'm ammo racked, however, so it does take me a little bit longer to get the shell rammed in there to kill the Conqueror, which then slows my reload time down to potentially get a shell into the Charioteer. So I think I actually just shoot like right under his track. And just to make it look really sweet, I'm going to take a grill shell with 360 hit points. He must not have been too happy about that. He does break my gun, but I got a pretty good crew in here. And I can see the top corner of his turret. However, I got to make sure that I'm fully aimed with a broken gun and that I'm fully loaded. I kind of want him to stop in this place so I can shoot at his turret. And then at this point, he does back up a little too far, and the Centurion runs him over. So, give a good game for the rest of my team. And we'll look at the stats. How well tested was the turret in that match? I really like to show videos that I'm 2 tiers down because I know and understand the pain and frustration, especially when you're first starting the game, of being 2 tiers down. It feels like matchmaking is just giving you the shaft and you should just throw your tank away. However, you can do a lot of good for your team as long as you're playing to your tank's strength. Now, if you're 2 tiers down and you have a crap team, then you really don't have a choice. I would still try to play to my tank's strengths. However, it's probably going to get me killed sooner, and honestly, we weren't going to win anyways. But at least I got some damage and maybe some spotting out for my team, and usually get a top 5 finish. Whereas if you're 2 tiers down and you just hide in the back and your team sucks, then you're generally just going to watch them get slaughtered and then have the same onslaught come to you. So, blocked 5,600 damage, assisted 3,000 and did 2,600 myself with 3 kills. Took top dog. My LTTB buddy, he did 3,700 assisted with 2,000 damage himself and 1 kill. To see the 2 tier 8 tanks took first and second. And you can see their charioteer even took second. So you can make an impact if you're 2 tiers down. That's all I got for you guys.